Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Robyn Brown, star of Sister Wives, has shown no desire in taking part in the tell-all section in Sedona for season 19. Robyn freely expressed her disinterest in the one-on-one interviews during the first segment of the tell-all. After seeing an unsettling old video of Meri and Kody, some fans even believe Robyn is now regretting her choice to take part. To find out why, continue reading. Sister Wives, the uncomfortable moment for Kody and Meri Brown. In the most recent Sister Wives tell-all episode, Kody and Meri Brown saw a video of themselves from their past. Meri unintentionally backed into Kody in the moment, creating an uncomfortable **Zool position. Meri burst out laughing at this, and Kody was mortified. Kody also laughed a lot, but he says that he now only has one wife and feels that it was wrong to think such things about Meri. Meri went so far as to call them the best-worst couple in history. Kody was reprimanded by Christine for attempting to impose his sacred marriage to Robyn. However, it appears that Robyn wasn't pleased with the scene either. Robyn is furious about Meri and Kody's horrible **X scene. On social media, some Sister Wives fans speculated that Robyn Brown might have been upset at Meri and Kody's awkward moment in Tell-All Part 2. The original poster claims that Robyn's facial expressions make it obvious that she is not enjoying the video. She didn't appear interested in talking to Suki about it, and her chuckles sounded forced. When Kody mentioned that Meri's personality when they split up was someone he would marry again, Robyn also appeared disturbed. I saw that she was really irate. She wasn't jealous, in my opinion. She is perfectly aware that Kody had no desire to bang Meri. However, it provoked an unpleasant thought that I don't believe she addressed. I believe she was furious. The fact that Kody, Meri, and Nathan shared a fairly sexual moment and laughed together made me wonder whether she liked it. Then she arrived, and the atmosphere turned very depressing in addition to stopping the laughs. Yes, I believe it upset her. But Robyn won't acknowledge that, of course.
That's how I also saw it.
She was barely able to watch it all. She then puts on this huge act of not caring. Sister Wives. Robyn Brown offers her thoughts on Christine. Additionally, Robyn Brown expressed her opinions regarding Christine during the Tell-All Part 2. When questioned about Christine's remarks, the Sister Wives star claimed that they were the result of multiple levels of complexity. Robyn acknowledged that it was their predicament and said that the other family's desire to distance themselves from the others has always been a component in divorces. But Robyn claimed that because of their children, Christine and Kody are permanently bound together. Fans of Sister Wives, hello. Let's explore the most embarrassing moments that Robyn Brown and Kody Brown had during the first tell-all portion of season 19. Before we begin, you might want to watch without food. Fans are describing them as some of their most embarrassing moments to date. Robyn Brown and Kody Brown are Sister Wives. The ick factor infiltrates. Oh, where should we begin? Fans witness Kody Brown and Robyn Brown humiliating themselves in many instances during the first Sister Wives one-on-one interview. Let's examine the moment that elevated the cringe factor to a new level before delving into the fan wrath. Fans look on in shock at Kody and Robyn's newfound freedom to show off their love. Your embarrassment for them is almost overwhelming. For fans, the way they swoon over one another on TV is a little too much. Kody goes above and beyond. Then, on Sister Wives, there was the scene that really made this love sickness worse. Kody begins by smiling as he remembers a previous tell-all from years ago. When he talks about a photo he shot of Robyn after the cosmetic artists finished working on her, he is swooning. He adored her appearance in that photo. The television flickers to a footage of Robyn wearing that makeup. Then Kody leaves for work, making others sick. In his hand was a fake telephone. Kody pretends to be gazing at Robyn's photo. His tongue then slips out of his mouth with dramatic flair, saying, "I see KKKK." Then, in a move that makes people sick, Kody extends his tongue fully and makes an exaggerated swipe across the air. He then makes a show of licking Robyn's picture. Viewers were now cringing, if they weren't already. Have you lost your appetite? Fans of Sister Wives thought this was horrible, But when you consider that Kody and Robyn have been acting like a pair of conceited kids in the last few episodes, viewers find it difficult to watch. Sister Wives. Robyn finds it delicious, while Kody finds it divine. Robyn called Kody's horseback riding yummy in a prior Sister Wives episode. Kody calls Robyn his higher love in this episode, saying she gives him a divine love. The fans believe that Kody and Robyn both worship one another to the extent of self-humiliation, which is what these phrases seem to mean. Robyn and Kody in contrast to Christine, Janelle, and Mary. This Sister Wives story tells it turned into a study of contrasts rather than only highlighting the drama. Mary, Janelle, and Christine demonstrated a willingness to proceed. Kody and Robyn appeared to be caught in a nauseating honeymoon phase, whereas the three previous wives were more mature. Mary, Christine, and Janelle's calm faces as they discussed moving on came after Kody's strange air-licking performance. These women appear to provide a visual depiction of the emotional development gap between them and Robyn and Kody. The divide was quickly pointed out by Sister Wives viewers. While Kody and Robyn went into their romantic shenanigans, Christine, Janelle, and Mary approached their interviews with calm reflections on the past. Robyn, a sister wife, is removing items from her husband's hair. If Kody's airlick wasn't enough for the Sister Wives audience, another scene made it clear. Robyn methodically pulling hair out of Kody's head while he spoke, looking at him with adoration like a mother over-grooming her child. Fans didn't feel the romantic vibe they were aiming for. Fans viewed Kody's attempt to defend his previous multiple marriages as just another instance of self-loathing. He presented it as an admission that he simply loved Robyn more than Mary, Janelle, and Christine, rather than as a transgression. Then he came up with a way to make Robyn more lovable. The Sister Wives watchers were even more astounded by that. Kody had an alternative plan rather than confront his unjust treatment of his spouses. Simple solution. Everyone becomes a Robyn clone. Strangely, the patriarch of Sister Wives chose to shape his relationships with Mary, Christine, and Janelle to resemble his connection with Robyn. He says that when he still had all four wives, he did this. Kody pretended that the other wives would be treated equally if they adopted his relationship style with Robyn. There is only one issue with this. None of his three ex-wives desired to be like Robyn. These three former sister wives weren't having it, as was to be expected. Mary, who was surprised and made it apparent that she had no desire to become Robyn, perfectly captured the ridiculousness. Janelle adopted a more aggressive posture, completely separating herself and declaring that she had no desire to interact with either Robyn or Kody. Christine wasn't holding back either, calling Kody's assertion nothing more than false rhetoric because, in fact, he hadn't done anything to mend their broken ties. Sister Wives. This is not just a romance situation. Some Sister Wives viewers believe that Kody and Robyn's recent candor regarding their private lives is a calculated strike at his three ex-wives rather than merely a sign of romance. Kody made Mary, Janelle, and Christine feel abandoned. The church even formally approved Mary's separation because of her abandonment, which apparently infuriated Kody. It appears that Kody is attempting to change the story in order to show the world that he is not the type of husband who deserts a loyal wife. However, Sister Wives fans aren't buying into whatever message this overly sentimental exhibit is trying to convey. Michael T. Brown, star of Sister Wives, is one of Christine's most diligent daughters. Michael T. makes money from her Patreon, where she and Tony Paedon share tea about the family in exchange for a membership fee, in addition to her pink drink business. Avalon, Michael T.'s daughter, appeared to reveal the truth about Kody and Robyn in her most recent video, which shocked a lot of viewers. Read on to find out what transpired. Michael T. Brown's startling allegations regarding Kody in Sister Wives. Over the years, Michael T. has said some startling things about Kody, particularly regarding his unjust connection with Robyn. In the past, the Sister Wives star criticized Kody for placing the blame on everyone but himself during the family's hardships. Since they moved to Flagstaff, Kody started to distance himself from his elder children, which was another of Michael T.'s most recent charges. He became even more absent after Garrison's death, she continued. Even on birthdays or other significant events, hardly none of the Brown children have ever provided any updates regarding their father. However, some admirers believe that Avalon, Michael T's daughter, may have ended all rumors about what Kody is truly doing for his children and grandchildren. Does Avalon, Michael T's daughter, reveal the truth about Robyn and Kody? On social media, some Sister Wives fans talked about Michael T. Brown's most recent Patreon video, in which she and Tony respond to the first tell-all episode. Many were drawn in, however, when Avalon entered the scene and started referring to her grandparents by the nicknames she was familiar with. The OP claims that Avalon referred to Christine as OMA. She referred to Janelle as her grandma as well. However, they were taken aback when Avalon hardly responded to Robyn's appearance, as if she didn't recognize her. "Robyn is my friend," Avalon said, but she couldn't recall her name. This suggests that they have no unique relationship. In addition, many were taken aback when Avalon encountered Kody and had to try to recall her identity before referring to him as Grandpapa. Like Robyn, she implied that she didn't know him by asking what his name was. This brings to mind the scene in which Avalon enthusiastically embraced R, but declined to embrace K. It also reminds me of the scene where Janelle found her after she went missing. Since Robyn is phony, she most likely thought Michael T was dangerous when she relocated, haha. "My mother is the queen of if you only lived closer, which means that you can't have a relationship with me or my children unless I visit." Perhaps the reason Robyn is described as a friend is that the truth is too complicated for a child of her age. It doesn't look horrible. At least the connotation is favorable. At least it's not that for one of my students, who refers to his father's wife as La Bruja. Oma is actually grandma? I fail to see how that is any different. Christine wanted to be an Oma to her grandchildren, just as her mother was. Sister Wives. Kody Brown's dubious remarks about defending his kids. Kody Brown had already been embroiled in scandal about his children and grandchildren. In a cameo video last month, the Sister Wives star made a reappearance and offered advice to a client about children. A person should constantly shield their children from elder children who come from a different spouse, says Kody. Many people were taken aback by Kody's remarks because it was clear that he was discussing his circumstances. According to some, the reason Kody and Robyn are not as close to their step-siblings from the other ex-wives could be because of what they're doing for their kids. Sister Wives Robyn Brown reportedly livid over Mary and Kody's gross bedroom flashback. Why would they air that? Fans shocked as private past haunts present day. In a twist that has Sister Wives fans stunned, confused, and more than a little grossed out, a bizarre and intimate revelation from the early days of Kody and Mary Brown's relationship has reportedly sent Robyn Brown into a tailspin of jealousy and rage, sparking what insiders are calling the most awkward and emotionally explosive feud between the wives to date. And it's all because of a resurfaced scene that referenced Mary and Kody's once active sex life. While TLC never explicitly aired a graphic bedroom moment, this is reality TV, not HBO. The implication, tone, and Kody's cringe-worthy commentary during a recent Flashback-laced segment were enough to make even long-time viewers cover their faces and mutter, "Why are we hearing this?" According to sources close to the production, Robyn Brown was blindsided and livid when the show included not just footage of Kody reminiscing on his intimacy with Mary, but also details that were never previously shared, and she didn't hide her feelings backstage, either. For a wife who has spent years trying to reposition herself as the emotionally invested, legally bound, last woman standing in Kody's life, this sudden revival of Mary's physical history with Kody was too much to handle, and fans are now dissecting every moment of the episode to understand why this moment hit Robyn so hard. The scene in question took place during a reflective sit-down with Kody, where producers nudged him to address his past with Mary. Kody, never one to hold back when it comes to controversial commentary, awkwardly recalled their courtship and early marriage with an uncomfortable level of detail, saying things like, "Back then, we had this wild chemistry, you know. Mary and I were really in love, and there was a time we couldn't keep our hands off each other." As the camera panned to Mary, stone-faced, clearly regretting signing off on this episode, fans braced themselves, and then it happened. Kody laughed and made a joke about a cabin getaway they once had early in their marriage, hinting they couldn't leave the bedroom for 2 days. It was the kind of moment that made everyone, including fans, producers, and apparently even Robyn, feel like they were intruding on something they never wanted to know. Social media instantly lit up with a mix of horror and glee. Did Kody just talk about Meri and him having non-stop sex in a cabin? One user tweeted, "I'm throwing my TV away." Others were more empathetic, calling the moment sad and revealing, especially as it contrasted with how sexless and broken their relationship had been portrayed in recent seasons. But behind the scenes, it was Robyn's alleged meltdown that really turned heads. Sources say she was furious that producers included the segment, calling it inappropriate, irrelevant, and deliberately inflammatory. According to insiders, Robyn was caught on hot mic saying, "That's disgusting. Why would anyone want to hear that? No one wants to think about Meri and Kody like that. That's in the past. Kody is my husband now." It wasn't just a flash of jealousy. It was rage, the kind that suggests Robyn doesn't just see herself as the last wife standing, but as the only one who has ever truly wanted. Fans quickly interpreted her reaction as possessive and controlling, with many accusing her of trying to erase Kody's romantic history with the other wives, especially Meri, whom Robyn has publicly claimed to respect but privately appeared to ice out in recent seasons. Reddit threads exploded. TikTokers began splicing clips of the episode with dramatic music and reaction memes. One viral comment summed it up: "Robyn lost her mind over a memory. Jealous much." The irony? Robyn has spent years insisting she never wanted to be the favorite or the cause of the family's collapse. Yet here she was, spiraling over a memory that predated her entire relationship with Kody, and fans were quick to point out the double standard. It's okay for Robyn to constantly reference how close and connected she is to Kody, but one flashback to Meri's honeymoon phase, and suddenly it's inappropriate. One fan posted, "She acts like she's the only one who's ever loved him." Even more telling was Meri's reaction, which was eerily calm. Despite clearly being uncomfortable with the segment, she didn't push back. She didn't cry. She didn't deny what Kody said. In fact, in a confessional, she simply said, "It's part of our story. You can't rewrite it." That quiet acknowledgement only fueled more fan support for Meri, with many saying that Robyn could learn something from her grace under pressure. Some fans speculated that the scene's inclusion wasn't accidental, that producers deliberately stirred the pot by highlighting Meri's former bond with Kody just to see how Robyn would react. If that's the case, it worked spectacularly. Not only did it rattle Robyn, but it reignited old tensions about Kody's shifting affections. Was this about Meri and Kody's bedroom past? Or was it about Robyn's deep fear that Kody once truly loved someone else, in a way that didn't involve legal contracts or control? For a woman who's positioned herself as Kody's soulmate, while the other marriages dissolved in flames, the idea that Meri, the original wife, once held that same status may have been too much to bear. It's one thing to win Kody's present, but his past still haunts the shadows, and this episode brought that into the spotlight. Adding fuel to the fire, Kody didn't seem to care how Robyn would react. In fact, he seemed nostalgic, even slightly regretful, when talking about Meri. Fans caught it. Did anyone else notice the way Kody smiled remembering his time with Meri? One fan asked. It was the most human he's looked in months. That observation only intensified Robyn's apparent fury. Rumors from set claimed that she cornered Kody after filming and demanded he clarify his feelings. Some even say she accused him of trying to reconnect with Meri emotionally for the cameras, a theory that feels laughable given how icy things have been between them in recent years, but still speaks volumes about Robyn's insecurities. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time Robyn has bristled over Kody's past relationships. Back when Christine left and Janelle followed suit, Robyn frequently cried that the family was breaking up, but critics argue she was more concerned with how things looked than with actual reconciliation. The bottom line? This episode cracked open an old, uncomfortable vault that most viewers had assumed was closed for good. And in doing so, it exposed just how fragile Robyn's position really is. While she may be the last wife legally and physically by Kody's side, she's clearly not immune to the ghosts of his previous affections. The inclusion of Mary and Kody's sex life, however briefly alluded to, shattered the sanitized image Robyn has tried so hard to maintain. It reminded fans, and Robyn herself, that Kody didn't always belong to her, that she wasn't always the center of his universe, and that somewhere buried beneath the wreckage of this plural marriage experiment, there was once a Kody who wanted Mary, who loved Mary, and yes, who slept with Mary.